Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with Dangon Gong Fu and Qigong. We're going to talk one more time about child abuse awareness because I didn't really cover the warning signs. And this is very important because a lot of the warning signs I've seen get overlooked. There will be some of my story here, but the most important part for these videos, these two, is really focus on what you're hearing and apply it around you to the children in your life. Don't worry about my situation. I'm fine. I'm only mentioning this because some people are going to watch this and get caught up in the pity aspect of my story. No, focus, pay attention, look around. I guarantee you there's more than likely a child in your life not having the intellectual and physical opportunities that they should because of these things. And you might be missing it because they're telling you that's just how they are. They're different than everyone else. You're going to hear all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first, I'll talk about my situation to explain some of these warning signs, and then we'll go into the warning signs a little bit, the best I can. As you know, I like to freestyle videos to focus on for lots of reasons. So this will be a freestyle video, as they all are. There were warning signs in my situation, but it's really weird the way that the warning signs and stories got twisted by him to make them sound better, make them look like a hero. But if you take away all the panache of the stories, you have a guy bragging about very violent and aggressive things, right? So growing up, I heard stories of my stepdad cutting off a neighborhood dog's head. And in this story, he's the hero for cutting off a neighborhood dog's head. Um, what else? He liked to brag about bullying, and I see this a lot. Actually, this is super common. If you have kids and somebody's in your life, and they're bragging about their heyday in high school when they used to fight a bunch and beat up kids and thought it was a game, that is a borderline sociopath. You're telling me that hurting people was a game you played as a child. I don't diagnose here, but that sounds very sociopathic to me. And the funny thing is, I see mothers with people like this a lot without even, and I've met mothers like this. I've met mothers who brag about their bullying days and how scared everyone was of them as a child. Um, so you got to be careful to really read between the lines of what you're hearing. Because I'm sure that the people whose dog's head he cut off was not thinking that he was a hero. And I'm sure that the kids that he beat up that didn't know it was a game was also, you know, I don't think they knew it was a game, and they probably didn't enjoy it as much as he did. But I mean, it was described to me as a game. We break each other's stuff and fight about it, and it's just a game, is what he would tell me. Destroying people's property and then beating them up if they have a problem with it was the game that they were playing. Um, so yeah, so there's a lot of that, and if you do have somebody in your life who is a step parent, you got to listen to what your kids are saying. You've known them longer than you've known him or her. You have to be able to be like, this is my child that came out of me or that I created. Maybe I should give it the benefit of the doubt. And I say it because most parents do perceive their children as things, not so much people, in my experience of what I've seen in my corner of life that I am in. So we really got to stop all this, and we really got to pay attention for the sake of the kids. I mean, we're holding back our future by not paying attention to this and bringing it to light and dealing with it in an appropriate manner. Um, so yeah, listen to the warning signs. When somebody's telling a story about beating somebody up, pay closer attention. Did the person they beat up were they defending themselves? Were they playing a game? Were they getting vengeance? Like why? And if somebody's talking about cutting off a neighborhood dog's head or something, hurting someone in the neighborhood because they believe they were done wrong, that's what we have police for. And I know that they're not the most effective resource, but we're not. I know that we're not supposed to go cutting off neighborhood dogs' heads and telling everyone that we're a hero for it, right? It's also important for me to point out that I don't think that my stepfather is inherently a bad human. I don't believe in the bad apple concept that some humans are born crappy and some are born good. There were things that obviously cornered his mind to this. I think it's like if I had to guess, it'd be a fine line between being spoiled and being abused. Because he likes to hurt people and play the victim. I don't know. And that's the other part of this to look out for, right? I have noticed in my latter years that there is a very common style of bullying that is probably the most common style of bullying, especially in the adult world, where people enjoy and revel hurting somebody, but then as soon as somebody finds out that they did that, or as soon as you say something to them, they turn it around and they have to be the victim. You made me hurt you. This is how I was treated. They make a million excuses as to why they are hurting you and to why they are the victim of hurting you. So you gotta watch out for that stuff too. If your kid says this guy hurt me or this girl hurt me, and then they're acting like a victim, that is a warning sign. I'm not saying that there won't be a back and forth or a bickering, but if your significant other is acting like they're the victim of your child's assault, that's insane. Yeah, because I remember the acting game, and I'm going to do the acting game for you so you can identify it a little better. I used to, after these whole atrocious events named in the first video, I remember watching my stepdad, in hindsight, go up to my mom with his head down, putting on a roll, and just being like, I had to hit Jay today. He wasn't listening. And it was all an act, because 5 minutes before that, he was in my room saying, if you get to your mother before I do, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. And this is a common thing. So try to be more aware of these things, try to identify them, try to get the people in your life to be able to communicate and sort these things out with you if need be. And it's all about awareness, man. Awareness is the key. Identifying is the key, and standing up for the children in your life is the key if you want to help resolve these kinds of issues in life. If you don't, you shouldn't have watched this video and it's not for you. All right, so stay aware. The warning signs aren't that held, man. A lot of these people really count on fast talking their way through any situation like this. They really count on being able to just say things so fast and run, change topic, change topic, change topic. They're really good about that. So you got to be careful. And it's not that they're smarter or they're more cunning. In my personal opinion, they're running scared. They're scared themselves that they're about to get in trouble the same way the kid was. But they're an adult and should be able to cope with it and be able to deal with it more adult-like. So these are your warning signs. Do your best you can. Like I said, it's really hard to have to deal with some of these things. And I mean really hard. I am quite healthy and very well trained in combat. And it's still very difficult to deal with these things. I was scared. I am scared. Every time I have to say something to somebody of this note or deal with something of this nature, I'm like shaking in my boots. I'm not even gonna lie. So I can only imagine how you guys are gonna feel. Civilians, untrained, possibly not physically healthy. That's some super scary stuff. So when you get done, you don't gotta pat yourself in the back too hard, but please commend yourself because it's not an easy thing to do. All right, so there we have it. That is the rest of the warning signs and stuff. The acting roles, you should be very aware that that's not how that person acts. The violent stories that are praising the person who's violent, the bullying stories that are just a game, all these things are very clear warning signs. Other than the fact that it was like blatantly in our faces all the time, but there were warning signs before he pushed things as far as like putting my brother's head in the toilet. Like that was way past when he should have been stopped. So again, I don't think these people are bad. I think they need help. I think they are scared. I wouldn't go as far as to say cowards, but they are running, they're putting their fear in front of a child's fear, which is not the same. I'm sorry, but if you're an adult, being scared of getting caught in a lie is not the same as being scared that somebody 4 to 6 times your size is going to beat the crap out of you for no reason. It's not the same. And I don't feel bad for any of you who can't do it. Yeah. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. I do hope this helps. Please do not focus on this story. Help the children in your life. They cannot do it. They have no rights. If you do not know this, look into this yourself. Children in, I'm sure it's every country, but I know for a fact that children in this country have no rights. An adult losing their temper, assaulting a child with a foreign object, they have more rights than the child who got assaulted, and I know this for a fact. So don't hit your kids with foreign objects. It's not okay. Yeah, so there it is. There you have it. That's all I got. Again, thank you for stopping by. Please be attentive. Yeah. Peace and blessings.